So a big test here for Devil's Own Shanghai. So an easy try there, just an in out there from the Asia Pacific Dragons winger. First score. Alongside me is Bill Mason, ex-international referee and ex-international player and coach for Hong Kong. Morning, Bill.
Good morning, Terry. Welcome, everybody. It's fantastic to be here. Beautiful weather. And just to wish you a happy birthday, Terry.
Thank you very much.
It is only a number, so don't worry, mate. Just a glimpse of the pace, the different pace and power of the BGC Asia Pacific Dragons, and I think it'll take them a little bit of time to get into their stride, and it'll be interesting to see how things develop over the course of the day and obviously into the real business end tomorrow.
Conversion miss there, so that's 5-0 to the APD, who take the kick-off. Like sevens, the scoring side kick-off. It's the APD's third attempt at, they won 3 consecutive titles. They won the last 2. So this is their bid for the 3rd consecutive win. Very favoured side, always littered with stars. Nice inside pass there. Another score for the APD.
Yeah, I think that score, Terry, epitomises the importance of kick-offs in 10s, as is very obviously important in 15s, but I think even more so in 10s. Good hanging kick, went up for the ball and retrieved possession and in under the post for a try.
So that's conversion successful. That's 12-0 to the APD. The Shanghai boys, it's their 5th straight 10s. They have 3 Shanghai students from Shanghai University in their side, and the rest of the side are players from all over the globe, from 5 continents: Europe, Asia, Oceania, and truly an international side. Some great facilities in Shanghai.
That was a lovely offload, and I think, again, in this tournament, offloads are going to play a big part. And just important for any youngsters watching, kids, you know, just make sure you use those feet and just try and get beyond the tackler to dominate that tackle area.
That's good drive there. Good ruck ball for Shanghai. Obviously going to be a struggle for them at the breakdown. The ruck very important. Their first phase for Shanghai, if they can get some first phase balls, they look like they got some speedsters, so they might stand a chance there if they can get some decent first phase ball. But obviously up against some very experienced boys in the Asia Pacific Dragons, seeded 1, as I've said before. Just for your interest, the 3 other teams that have won 3 consecutive titles here at the GFI 10s. New Zealand Metro won in 2006-2008. The Fijian side, Magicians, won in 98 to 2000. And the New Zealand Forces, Southeast Asia, won 87 to 89.
Keeping the ball alive very nicely here.
That's good hands,
Dragons,
good hands.
And good power, good leg drive, and he's certainly allowed to reach over and score the try.
Yeah, lots of holes in the Shanghai defence. Obviously not used to this sort of pace and the ability of players to keep the ball alive. That creates the holes in the defence.
I think the other thing that's important, Terry, is just real basics are very, very good. You know, the ball's in front of the man's coming at pace onto the ball, and it just makes things so much easier and so much more difficult to defend against.
Yeah. Well, it's very hot out on the pitch in more ways than one for the Devils side. That's 17-0 to the Asia Pacific Dragons. Quite a tough start for the Devils' own Shanghai team.
Be interesting to see where this kickoff goes again. He just seems to be hanging them around about the 10 meters line to give his forwards a chance to get underneath and compete.
It's a high kick, big high kick, bit deeper this time, well taken. That was a knock on by the Shanghai side, I think. Kick into space with no one back. And it goes into touch just beyond. So one of the first times Devils' own have been into the APD's half. But Dragons' ball.
Again, very interesting to see how these top teams play, whether they play with a sweeper or not in defence. And it'd be very interesting just to see the quality of the defence at the latter stages of the competition. And watching last year's final, that was the thing that was so evident, just the quality and the intensity of the defence.
It's a good line-out ball. 2 minutes left then in the first half, 10 minutes each way with a 2-minute break. Oh, good hands. Little step and he's away. Great try there for the Asia Pacific Dragons. Conversion attempt. So 22-0 to the Asia Pacific Dragons and a minute left of this half. Already quite warm out on the pitch, 26 degrees, 87% humidity. That will be very telling today, I think. Another high kick, not taken well by Devils' own, in fact patted back, and it looks like it could be another score. Offside there.
That's what we call lazy running.
Yeah. Yeah, very easy score there. Quite lax from the Shanghai boys. Shouldn't have been any space there for the Dragons boys. And another score. Seeded first, the Asian Pacific Dragons against the Shanghai team, which is seeded 16th. So these early matches tend to be a bit of a mismatch to sort out the standings for tomorrow with the Shield Bowl plate and then obviously the Cup. The competition itself is just littered with great players. And it's remarkable that 7 of last year's New Zealand World Cup winning side have played here at the Hong Kong Football Club 10s. 2-minute break. Just recovery and a water break. Very important to hydrate in this heat, especially for those guys that aren't used to this. If you
Just a bit too much depth on that kickoff, gives the Dragons possession.
So scrum down there. Knock on by APD. So it's a Shanghai scrum.
It was actually a very good piece of defence by the Devils there. Prevented a try.
5 in a scrum. Must be 5 in a scrum in 10s. Unlike 7s where there's 3, and obviously full 15s game where there's 8. So the problem comes when you've got no back row. You've got to have that control at the base of the scrum. So let's see what Shanghai can do here. So difficult turning scrum, and scrum half did very well there. Good ruck. Just not a huge amount of go forward here from Shanghai. Very slow ball. Referee suggesting use of the hand there in the scrum, so penalty to Shanghai.
Yeah, it's just very difficult, Terry, for the Shanghai boys to get out of here. Obviously, this penalty, they'll get the
Nice
line-out
kick.
throw, but it just highlights the difficulty of teams like the Devils against teams like Dragons in terms of the physical mismatches and the Dragons' defence. It's just very, very difficult for them to make any ground.
Yeah, there's some wily old players out there for the Dragons. So this is the best attacking chance for Shanghai. Let's see if they can get a nice, clean, quick line-out ball and attack from there. It's a good line-out. Doesn't seem to be working for Shanghai. Nice tackle. Scrappy at the moment. Not held, so he's allowed to go on. Ball's out.
Again, just obviously from the Dragons, just signs that they're a bit rusty. They're just coming together as a team, getting their patterns there. They're just lacking a little bit of accuracy at the minute, but that will come over the course of the tournament. And I'm sure by the quarter, assuming they make it through to the quarterfinals tomorrow, their accuracy will be much improved.
There's Mark Ralph there in the shirt and tie. 20-year veteran of the 10s, decided to hang his boots up. About time, Mark, but there you go. It's a nice ball again from Shanghai. Let's see if they can do something. All a bit flat-footed and standing still there. Easy target for the APD, trying to hold him up. But he did well, very good. But there seems to be an awful lot of players in the ruck. Little kick over the top. It's a lovely kick, actually. Ends very nicely for Shanghai. APD take a quick throw. Attacking from the 10-metre line, their own 10. It's a beautiful run right through the middle. Nice continuity with the ball. Very scrappy from both sides, actually.
Again, fair dues to Shanghai, Terry. They're really putting the tackles in low, and you know, good on them for doing that. One of the problems with kicking, even though you're kicking down in 22 against teams like this, is they've got so much gas they can pretty much score from anywhere.
Unlike myself.
No comment on that one, mate.
Scrum for Shanghai. Lost. It's all hands there from the Dragons, but he still gets through. And another easy score there for the Dragons. First up tackling, unfortunately not as it should be for the Devils side.
Yeah, just a case of putting it through the hands, creating a one-on-one there, and I think the number 14 probably didn't get out of third gear max, so there's a lot more to come.
So that's 34-0 to the Dragons. Their kickoff. It's not gone 10, so that's a free kick to the Devils on halfway.
Yeah, again, just what I was saying earlier on about accuracy. There, you know, that's just really sloppy. And I guess best to get it out of the system now against the Devils, no disrespect, than later on in the competition.
So 3.5 minutes to go in this first game in the GFI Hong Kong Football Club 10s. Great handoff from layoff there by Carl Heyman, the great New Zealand prop. Well done. Picked that up well. Can't make ground, but he's got the ball back. Unfortunately, the Shanghai team seem to, if you look there, they've got sort of most of their team in a 10-metre radius because they have to overcommit possibly to the ruck. I think that's just a kick for relief rather than anything else, but it was a good kick nonetheless. So it's APD's line out on the 10-metre line.
And again, great scrambling defence. You know, fair dues to the Devils. They're giving it everything out there. You know, they should be really proud of themselves because, again, looked as though the Dragons were away, and good scrambling defence, and they prevent the try.
Absolutely, what a fantastic experience for these guys from Shanghai, from all over the world, playing against some of the best players in the world. Jimmy Cowan, Carl Heyman, Isaac Ross, they're all there, and fantastic experience for these guys.
I think when Big Carl got the ball just about a minute ago, there were a few little jitters in the Devils team.
I think when he saw there was 50 metres to go, there was a few jitters with him as well, but there we go.
Yeah, possibly.
Good handoff there. Nice in and out. That was a great pass. Just keep him out wide. There we go. That's another score for APD.
Yeah, that was a lovely try, and again, it all began from the contact on the Dragons' 10-meter line. It was just a terrific bit of Jacqueline there from the Dragons team that created the turnover, which caused the or initiated the try.
Yeah, this Dragon side, players who played it for Tonga, Japan, Tonga 7s, Fiji 15s and 7s. And of course, we've got the New Zealand guys. As I said before, 2 New Zealand guys, Carl Heyman and Jimmy Cowan, with 51 and 45 caps each. So no disgrace here from Shanghai. They put up a good fight. End of the game coming up, and kick down the middle, but not retrieved by Shanghai, so an easy run in for 13, who then passes a simple pass on for another try, the final try most likely for the Asia Pacific Dragons. 46-0 at the moment, conversion to come. Conversion good, so that's 48-0 to the Asia Pacific Dragons in the first game of the 2016 Hong Kong Football Club GFI 10s.
Yeah, and I just